Well guys, DICE has finally done it. We got the update no one asked for. They've officially nerfed the player count in Breakthrough from 64 players to 48, and this has caused a whole bunch of issues, leaving the community in a complete uproar. Why did they do this and what exactly is this affecting? Well, that's what we're going to get into today. So make sure to stay until the end of the video so you don't miss the biggest mistake this has caused. Let's get into it. To start things off, Breakthrough was born to be a meat grinder and a very chaotic mode. What makes Breakthrough Breakthrough is the chaos all around the map, from explosions everywhere, teams held up at some choke point, and medics resupplying and reviving constantly. With the new player count change, the matches just don't feel the same anymore, the 48 player count feels a bit too empty, and I keep wondering where the hell my team is at. With the drastic drop of players, it's been affecting each class, which has changed the flow of the game. For starters, I feel like there's not enough medics around. I've been playing matches where I'll literally only get res like once or twice, which is crazy because before, I would constantly get revived. The reason being is because there was way more players, which meant more medics. And even if there are medics playing, I've noticed they're all way too far out to get to you because they're all doing their own thing. And I can't even blame them for that since the whole game mode is a mess. My main class is support, and I've noticed if I die, the whole front line can collapse because there's only a few of us out there now. The defense side needed the higher player count in order to create a front line. Now, the attacking side just steamrolls through the capture points. Given that the map sizes are already small, another big issue with the 48 player size is they didn't nerf vehicle spawns. You end up having a difficult time just trying to hold the other team back, which causes the game to be a mess and makes it even more unbalanced. With only 24 players and attackers getting 3 tanks, if the defending force doesn't have a whole lot of engineers on their team, there's quite literally nothing you can do to hold those objectives. That in itself creates a problem because when playing Breakthrough, you're always going to have at least 8 snipers in the game, so that already takes off a good chunk of players actually playing the objective. This causes a domino effect because the more snipers there are means the less amount of engineers, which leaves a smaller amount of medics, so on and so forth. With the smaller player count, you can now definitely feel how helpless you are on the field and the lack of support when attacking because a team full of snipers can't hold ground on their own, especially in a game mode like Breakthrough. Quick mid-video shout out to Berserk Phoenix 7 for finding last video's hidden character. For this one, there's going to be a character from SpongeBob hidden throughout the clips. Same rules apply. First to comment down below the name of that character with the correct timestamp gets a shout out on the next video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Let's get it. I've seen people debating about the 48 versus 64 player count, and I feel like the player base is more than large enough to support both. In all honesty, they should just add both as options and players can choose the one they prefer. Simple. Now, I know a good majority of the community has been complaining about needing more room to breathe regarding the map sizes, but lowering the player count is not the ideal solution. The thing that people want hasn't changed, it's DICE finding the wrong solutions. Maps are too small for 64 players? Don't shrink the player count, make bigger maps and extend the borders. Make Battlefield big again. Now of course, I know it's much easier said than done. DICE can't magically edit all the maps in 1 week, so I guess tweaking the player count is the easiest solution, but in my opinion, they shouldn't have went with the easiest route and touched the player count at all. Instead, moving forward, just recognize the real problem and make the maps bigger. Give the people what they want. Breakthrough and Conquest were the perfect game modes because one was filled with non-stop action and the other was slower pace. Now, Breakthrough kind of feels like a worse version of Rush. Breakthrough was fine with 64 players. Yeah, it was a cluster at times, but it's supposed to be. No reason to drop the player count to 48. The 64 player count helped compensate for the useless players in the back, and even though it was chaotic at times, it was a lot more fun. Ever since the change, I've already had a handful of matches that lasted around 15 minutes, and even if you lasted less than 10 minutes. I feel like one of the reasons for that is because flanking as attackers with a competent team now is just so much easier. Sure, some maps favor defenders, but now most maps feel like they heavily favor the attacking side, and it's way more imbalanced than it was before. I'm really hoping they fix these issues moving forward, given the feedback that the Battlefield community is leaving. DICE needs to let the breakthrough chaos be the chaos. My overall thoughts on breakthrough at its current state is still hopeful, to be honest. Yes, they kinda messed up in regards to the map sizes and lowering the player count, but I do think this is fixable moving forward. The game just recently dropped, so I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I do see the potential given how great of a launch the game had and the massive following it's been receiving, especially compared to the complete downfall that 2042 was. So fingers crossed that they listen to the community and adjust accordingly with these future updates. And that's pretty much it, guys. A quick recap of what's going on with Breakthrough. What do you guys think? Is Breakthrough pretty much ruined, or is there still some hope left? Let me know down below. Lastly, make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Would really mean a lot. Trying to hit that 1K mark and actually trying to hit that 800 mark since we're so close. So let's keep at it. But that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And like always, make sure to be back for the next one. Peace.